Hi everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the Shmuley Show. Hope I'm close enough. Hope you guys can hear me. You all saw what happened to me in Vienna the other night. I was attacked, mauled. I was threatened with arrest by the police. That's not what I want to discuss right now because I've discussed it in several videos, and now there's tons of stories coming out about it in international global media. My phone is ringing off the hook with media. But just a quick recap. My wife and I were just strolling in the Stefanplatz, which is the epicenter of Vienna. Vienna is the place where Hitler absorbed all his anti-Semitism. He was a flea-ridden vagabond living in a city run by one of the worst anti-Semites in all of Europe, Karl Lueger. And that's where he absorbed most of his anti-Semitism, which would later become genocidal and lead to the greatest crime in the history of the world. Okay, there was a anti-Israel, pro-Hamas rally. I went and stood where everyone else was standing on the periphery. There were tons of tourists. When suddenly I was targeted because of my kippah and because of my tzitzis. Okay, when you wear these in Europe, or you wear this, you've painted a target on yourself. Within minutes, they were coming over to me. You have to leave. Get out of here. Trying to push me out, and I said very calmly, I'm allowed to stay in a public place. So then they got worse. They came over to me. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine in Vienna is the new Heil Hitler. Okay, it's saying kill all the Jews. Then they said it explicitly. They came over to me and they said to me, from the river, from the sea, Palestine shall be free, and all that stuff. And then suddenly someone kicked me from behind, kicked me right in the shin. I turned around. Then they grabbed me and I was mauled into this melee of Islamist thugs. Not Muslims. Muslims are my brothers. Islamists are my enemy. They're genocidal. They want to kill Jews. Islam is a great world religion. Let's always distinguish between Muslims and Islamists. I love my Muslim brothers and sisters. I detest and despise Islamists. An Islamist has nothing in common with a Muslim. He just uses Islam to mask his genocidal political ideology. But be that as it may, the police then treated me as if I were a nuisance, as if I were maybe even as if I were the instigator. They threatened me repeatedly with arrest. I was there for 2 hours on Shabbat. I explained that we didn't want to be there on Shabbat. It was horrible. Read about it, etc. That is the state of the Jewish people in. That is the state of the Jewish people in Europe today. You know how many Israelis we met that won't even, I know an Israeli accent. In my time in Vienna or Paris or any of the other European capitals, I hear all these people speaking a broken English to each other, which is a rare thing, and that's when you know they're Israeli. Because if you come together, let's say from Belarus, where two female Israelis told me they came from Belarus, lied outright because they were afraid to say they're from Israel. If you come from